Hey guys, it's Mancake here. I wanted to do another video here tonight. Just a video on Cowboys again. Cowboys Steelers this week. Um, just a thoughts video. This week Cowboys 7-1. Everyone knows 7-1. Dak Prescott, Zeke Elliott. Um, Cowboys pretty much the hottest team in football right now. Right now, it's Cowboys Patriots. Um, yeah, 7-1 Cowboys Patriots. Probably the hottest team in the NFC for sure. Um, Patriots right there. They're winning too. Same record, 7-1. This week we face the Steelers, and to me, if any of you have been following my video last year, um, I'm also a Bengals fan. Um, I have a video explaining my fandom. I grew up here in Ohio. I've grown up going to Bengals games, and my dad likes Cowboys, and I've also enjoyed rooting for the Cowboys. And I went to my first Cowboys game at Cincinnati, I think 4 years ago. Last time they were here in Cincinnati. Um, I wore Cowboys stuff. I would consider myself probably more of a Cowboys fan than a Bengals fan. But at the same time, I grew up watching the Bengals. I have an attachment to the Bengals. Um, I like I like the Bengals too, so follow them and support them as well. Um, I went to the playoff game last year, and last year for me, obviously the Cowboys 4-12, not the best year. I think even not even being a fair weather fan, even the most diehard fan, it's not fun when your team's 4-12. The Bengals, obviously being here, living here, the Bengals kind of gave me at least, very least, a way to watch and get into football and at least enjoy the football season last year. Um, I thought the Bengals had a special team last year. I thought Dalton was on track to have his best year by far, and then he got injured, and then AJ McCarron filled in awesome. I thought they had a special team last year, especially with the defense. Um, I've gone on record as saying on my Facebook that I think Marvin's time here in Cincinnati is done, and I'm not someone who likes to fire the coach after 1 year. I'm not one of those fans, but I think it's to the point now. It's kind of like Fisher in Tennessee. It's time for a new voice. I think they're probably, for whatever reason, they're not on this year. Something's off, and like I said, I'm gonna make a video about that probably tomorrow. Um, Going into their game against the Giants, which I'll be rooting for them even harder because they play the Giants next Monday night, a week from tonight. Um, but like I said, I was really excited about the Bengals last year. I thought they had a decent shot to win the Super Bowl. I thought they had that kind of type of team. Um, they went in. I somehow got tickets to the Steelers Bengals wild card game last year, and I mean it was a good game, great atmosphere. AJ McCarron did well. Like I said, they wasn't their best game by far. I mean they were tight. They made mistakes. Steelers made mistakes, but I remember being in the press box when Burfict intercepted that ball. There were Steeler fans darting out of that stadium, and then Bengals fans just hugging each other. It was pandemonium, is what you would probably call it. Um, Thinking we won, and I was like, wow, I'm here for a Steelers playoff win, and then um, and then after that the fumble. Um, I forget his name. He's a second year player. He's a newer player. He fumbled the ball, obviously devastating, and then it just I've never. I mean, I've always liked the Bengals and Cowboys my whole life. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm more affected by what the Cowboys do than the Bengals because at my root I am a Cowboys fan. When I was little, I liked the Cowboys because my dad did, and I liked obviously. I mean, I like the first season I remember is '96 when they were defending champions. I vaguely remember the '95 Super Bowl, so I was right on the tail end. But other than that, my whole life that I remember, the Cowboys have been crap. So it's not like I'm some. I'm not even really a '90s fan. I'm right after my dad was the '90s fan. I was literally right after that. Um, but growing up, the Bengals obviously were horrible. Growing up, the Bengals I went to Bengals games. I watched Bengals games, but I knew what they were. They weren't good, and I kind of just took it as is. Cowboys weren't much better. They had flickers. They had Quincy Carter. The Cowboys had flickers of being a little better, but it wasn't great. But the Cowboys would affect me more. So I've probably never been emotionally affected, pissed off, affected of a Bengals game that I was that game. It might have been because I was there. I just think the refs didn't take control of the game. They let the Steelers do whatever they wanted to do, and that sloppied the game up. And then they were able to do what they wanted to do, and they had control of the game. I think if that game's called tight from the beginning, I think the Bengals win that game, and I also think the Bengals would have won. They split the season series that year, and I think the season game that they lost was the same way. It was cheap shots, both ways cheap shots, but it was began by the Steelers. They started it. And then the Bengals would do it to come back, and it would affect the game. But the refs had to. I think the refs just that was one of the worst called games as far as controlling the game. The refs' main number one job function is to control a football game. That's what a ref is at the game for, is to control a football game. And they did not control the football game. They let Steelers do whatever they wanted to do because I do believe last year's Steelers team could not beat the Bengals at a football game. They have to do those things because I don't think the Bengals were better than the Steelers last year as far as talent on the field. The Steelers used their minds. You got to give them credit. They used their heads and they found ways to get under the Bengals' skin, um, including the other coach who I forget his name. He's a disgrace to coaching. The player who got on the field, disgrace to coaching, and Mike Tomlin, disgrace to coaching. Um, but yeah, so I mean, like I said, and the Bengals looked like crap when they played the Steelers this year, and they've have not looked good this year at all. Watching them, the vibe is completely 180 from last year's Bengals team. So Steelers might very. I mean, the Steelers haven't looked good either, but the Steelers might very well beat the Bengals again. So this is just me personally. No other fan. I mean, I'm sure there's got people in Ohio that support the Bengals like the Bengals and like Cowboys probably. I'm sure there's Cowboy fans in Ohio that probably Cowboys and Bengals aren't really rivals. There's really no reason to dislike the Cowboys unless you're. I mean, there are probably some Bengal fans locally in Ohio that don't like the Cowboys, just like grew up in the '90s and just don't like the Cowboys. But I'm talking about. I'm sure there's a good amount of Cowboy fans that grew up and lived around here and also can enjoy the Bengals games, are a Bengals supporter, or would consider themselves a Bengals supporter. But those people, this game for me this week is a personal game. Just me. Nobody else. I'm not even thinking about the Steelers. When the Steelers come out Sunday and get their ass kicked by the Cowboys, they're not going to be thinking about the Bengals game because the Bengals and Cowboys have no connection. So I'm not. This is just me. I want to sit down and I want to watch my Cowboys pay for what they did to my Bengals in the playoffs. I want to watch Zeke just run all over them, their old aging defense, which, I mean, offhand, I don't know. They might have gotten younger. The last couple of years, before last year, I thought they were getting older. Run all over the defense. I want Dak to do his thing, Beasley to do his thing, Winton to do his thing, and I need Dez to go off. I want Thurka. I want him to go off like Philly game 2014 in Lincoln Financial. I want him to go off 3 touchdowns, back of the end zone, just grab it. And that will make no one else smile, no one else happy but me. I think the Cowboys can win this. I think this is a lot like the Packers game. I think the Packers, like the Steelers, I think a lot of people still think the Steelers are good, and this will still be a win. This will be like a quality win. I don't even consider this a quality win because I don't think the Steelers are shit this year. They're a 4-4 team. Yes, they have injuries. If they were full health, they probably, if Ben never got hurt, they probably would still be a really good team. But I don't think they're a good team now. I think Ben looked like crap last week, and I think they don't stand a chance against the Cowboys. I think if the Steelers beat the Cowboys this week, it'll be an upset. I think we should be expecting to go into Heinz Field and beat the Steelers. And I think it should be like Green Bay. I think it should be like Cleveland. This is a Cleveland game for us. This should be a Cleveland game for us. And I'm really excited. But yeah, that's my thoughts, and that's my personal background for this game. I can't wait. Should be exciting. Like I said, I'm going to drop a video probably tomorrow doing the Bengals on the Bengals. And then I'll probably do a video later this week on Ohio State, on the Maryland game, Ohio State, Maryland, as Ohio State, as we're looking to push to a playoff run. But yeah, other than that, go Steelers, or, wow, go Cowboys, fuck the Steelers. Wow, I can't believe I did that. Wow. It's late, I'm tired, I had a long day at work. Yeah, that's it. Like I said, if you liked this video, be sure to like and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.